That moment when you realize that you haven't actually been streaming all night because you didn't actually hit the button properly. So, let's get at least an hour in tonight that's actually live, and then we'll post all 4 hours on YouTube later. I must be getting tired because I managed to forget to actually hit the button to stream instead of just to record. So I have about 3 hours of footage that nobody's seen except me yet. It's a good evening. You know you're doing it right when you screw it up that well.
Why do you think I can do this? No.
Oh, we've been doing good. We've managed to meet all of our mandates. We just need to get the king taken care of, and we'll be in good shape. Well, let's see if we can get ourselves some iron furniture to replace that glass furniture. And that may get us a more valuable room, sufficient to make this guy happy.
Sir, he can't do that there.
Ugh, I won't do it.
Would you believe that I started on time but didn't actually push the button to send the stream to Twitch? And that I now have 3 hours of footage I'm going to have to host on YouTube without actually ever having posted it anywhere? Unless Twitch allows me to upload it, which I have to look for. It's been a good night. Yeah, there we go.
There's no migrants this season.
No migrants, oh no! Whatever will we do if we don't have more people clogging our fort at the moment? Normally we'd need them, but right now, well,
Ugh, I won't do it.
Sorry, sir, I can't do it.
A baby's been born. baby's been born.
Probably helps if I hit the right key to finish that trap off. Hoping that a few
Why'd you
nice
make me
shiny
do
glass
this?
corkscrews ought to raise the value of the room sufficiently.
You, you need to build me something. It's for the good of the fortress.
Well, funny story. I wasn't actually streaming. I was just recording. So I have about 3 hours I've got to upload to Twitch. But I'll stream for an hour tonight since I said I would. We'd really just have to get the king happy with his giant room full of glass furniture that's apparently not quite good enough. I'm hoping some weapon traps will assist us in that particular regard. Should certainly liven up his dinner parties anyway.
Sir, you can't do that there.
Tree farm is up. We harvested some logs in the caverns. I'm trying to think what all you would have missed. Yeah, nice weapon trap in each room auto finish him off. Tree farm's done. I mean, it's even been irrigated, but I don't know whether I actually irrigated it before or after I started the broadcast. I haven't shown everybody yet, so yeah, we flooded it, no problem. Water flowed through, no problem. Didn't even make it out to the drainage in case I was concerned. Now we just wait. Irrigation's nothing fancy, just grates here to prevent intrusion down through U-bend, back up through the bridge area, which literally is just pierced across. We use the standard bridge safety access to breach the flooded cavern, basically. Easy peasy. Same method we used for the magma forges. Oh, you know, when you haven't done this in a long while, it comes back to you after a bit. Things you should have done, things you did wrong. Did anybody notice that my nobles' new shiny new rooms are actually not far enough away from the hallway? We only have them one tile away. I noticed. But the archery firing range is ready to start being used. We can pit things down it. We had 1 stoat in 3 die on the way down, so apparently that works okay. We're going to add the muskox next, and then we'll get some archers ready and shoot some things. Muskox go down the hole is the whole goal here.
No, 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 no. No!
The thud sounds are how you know it's working. Several of the muskox appear to have survived, which is good. That means that there will be targets on the inside when we're done here. It's worth noting that not all of the muskox survived this little excursion. Some of them did give their lives for science. gentlemen, this is the enemy. I actually don't know if we have enough crossbows and quivers to go around at this point. Probably don't. In fact, I'm not even sure we told them to make crossbows now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we did, but probably not quivers. Put some cage traps in and we'll recapture any of these that we can, and then we'll redo this test.
No.
And they don't have the necessary materials left. Okay, which is what I expected. So we'll cancel the job. They'll finish what they're doing. But they've been assigned now, so they'll pick up their stuff. Apparently, I'm the eyeball guy. Maybe I need to change my icon back. We did do so. Naif, I owe you an apology, actually. And for those of you who weren't here earlier, I kind of owe you guys all an apology. I broadcasted 3 hours to nobody but myself. I recorded it. I have the footage, but we didn't actually push the button to actually send it to Twitch, so it didn't actually go anywhere. Um, so we streamed 3 hours to my hard drive. Hey, so I'll upload that a little later this evening. Um, yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. I was in the best company. The best company, I tell you. Kept wondering why nobody showed. I was like, wow, man, it's dead out here tonight. I was like, wow, incredible. Nobody all night long. Hasn't been that dead since I streamed Banish when I was first trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the streaming. But, but we did do the bull rush for wood. We cut a bunch of trees out of the area here. In fact, while we were at it, we also determined that there's actually the tree farm's been irrigated, but isn't hasn't actually produced anything yet. It's going to take a while before they actually grow up to produce trees for us. But irrigated, sure, no problem, easy peasy. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, of all the days to have a, and of all the ways to do it, that reminds me. By the way, I gotta figure out a way to post a stream advert for an old stream out to the subreddit. I don't actually want it to be commented on. I just want it to be out there so I can link it to all the others.
No, 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 no. No!
But apparently, when we did day 3, I never posted a stream advert. Hey, professional production quality here, boys and girls. Only the best. That's right.
Can't do it!
In 7 years of doing this event with Extra Life, I think I've managed to forget 2 stream adverts, and that's the first time I've managed to stream to my hard drive. So, yeah, good stuff.
I can't do it!
Okay, but that is definitely a success there. I mean, we need to, like, finish it up before they all rot there underneath the chute. That would be good. Walls at the top. Oh, yeah, okay. So, uh, we had a discussion the other night, and I set out to do it this afternoon or this evening on stream to my hard drive. Uh, that's trolls and goblins built into fortifications right into our walls. We're in the process of flooring it over so that it's nice and encapsulated. And once we've got them all locked in there, we're just going to fortify right around the outside of them and leave them there forever. Right in the walls. And only trolls and goblins. I pulled the muskoxes and the beak dogs and the stoats out. No, 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 no. Only the goblins and the humans. You invade, you end up in the walls. That's how it works. And unfortunately, that first wave kind of almost limited us out in terms of, my structure here. So we're probably going to end up having to do what I originally suggested I would. And we'll just go out and start building little islands where each island is one of these little cages. We'll stick 3 or 4 cages of goblins or trolls in each one and then fortify them over and wall them up like little pillboxes and just leave them there. It would be nice if I could release them. It really would, but alas. Even stripped of their gear, our civilians would freak out and panic and not do their jobs. So, meh.
sound good, but no, it won't work.
That would be why they haven't finished it yet, because they're all indoors.
Why do you think I can do this?
In fact, we may not have actually stripped out all the clothing of these guys yet, so they'll get to it if they haven't finished that process yet. There's a lot of fur and leather items. We'll toss those in the hole, melt down their metal. It does make the username subreddits, and it does also post them to it when I post elsewhere. I hadn't thought about using it in that fashion. I may have to try that. That's probably the best solution, because I really don't want to clog up the subreddit with my crap. Bad enough on the daily announcements, you know what I mean? Doing one for a past announcement just feels...
I can't do it.
But as I said about, I don't know, 3.5 hours ago this time, I was thinking about maybe doing some different streams this weekend as a bonus on top of the usual evening Dwarf Fortress. Maybe show off Valheim or Gloomhaven.
Autumn is at hand.
Oh, the wife and I have a dedicated 7 Days to Die server that we kick around occasionally, but no, the typical setup for the wife and I is just whatever will run on our land, local. Very rarely do we need to bother setting up a dedicated server for something. It's nice if we can, but not necessary in most cases. If you're playing on a server and there's 2 people, it's usually not a taxing server for even a listen server, yeah. Depends on what you're doing, of course. Depends on the optimization of the programs, etc., etc. Oh, I appreciate the offer, mate, but we originally did it for 7 Days to Die, I think, because at the time the listen servers were, well, they had a significant problem with certain actions on the server causing basically like heartbeat lag. Probably not anywhere near the case nowadays. What I really need to do is get off my lazy tookus and go grab a couple crap systems and hook them up and stick them on the LAN and be done with it. But I'm thinking if I do that at this point, I either have to stick them in another room or I am going to have to upgrade the circuit, because between her machine and my machine and TV, a couple of, you know, small things like that, suddenly we're starting to run the circuit dry. It shares with the bathroom, I think. So I'm going to have to do some wiring if I want to do that. That's not really what I had in mind either. It's offending my principles of laziness, you understand.
Ach, don't tell the elves, but all the fish are gone.
Probably never were any fish, but I'd be amazed if we were getting some. I was hoping we'd get credit for this biome, and this biome would have cave fish, but so far no dice. Either way. A glassmaker guild. Boy, it's about time they finally asked. I was wondering how many it would take. Okay, dining room and throne room. Both need traps installed. There we go. That ought to get it done. If you can't make him happy with furniture, make him happy with lethal apparatus. Because nothing puts a smile on people's faces like having somebody accidentally blendered when they went to go get a bottle of wine out of the cabinet.
No, I can't do it.
All right. So as I was saying, sorry, when we cut a bunch of these trees down, looks like we've got a couple more that have finally grown back up now, that are started to grow back up anyway. What we found was there's actually a 2 Z level break over here at the west edge of this plateau that cuts this area off from our area. The same area hits water down to the south and meets the map edge. Map edge and water. And then drops down to right here, and we thought, oh, well, it continues out to the north, but when you look really carefully here, there's actually a severing right here in that land, and even if you were to want to jump across, which you could theoretically do, it's a solid wall because there's a tree that's grown in the only spot you could theoretically jump across in. So we're up on a plateau above the water. We could theoretically wall all of this in and have ourselves a little preserve here. Haven't done it yet. We could.
Sir, here's the list. Looks like we're out of these things here, you see?
Ah, yes. We need to build some of these.
Don't have any tanned hides. I'm betting that our little training area here isn't going to get it done. Theory, our guys will come over here. At least some of them should stand where we want them to. May have to just give this a miss for now. I don't want to give them the miasmas. So we'll pull a lever and bring them all back in. Pretty sure all of these have cages in them now. Let's make good sure that they all do. Yeah, good. So we'll yank a lever, let them out. They'll all run in here. We'll have somebody dump off the corpses. We can collect the old bolts from behind there and melt those down. May take them a minute to get the levers since I didn't demand it now.
Yes, I'll do it.
Everybody will come running out of there thinking they can escape. They'll come charging down the tunnel. It'll all be cage trapped right back into where we want them. Boop, 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 boop. And we'll just dump those all out. I suppose in hindsight we should look at maybe a magma solution for later to incinerate any remains.
Yes, I'll do it, but no, it won't work.
Which space is bigger? You're going to have to help me out here. When you say that space, it's an uncertain antecedent, as my English teacher. Yeah, that's my, that's where I went one larger. Figured, okay, well, since we couldn't get him happy with this space, I thought, okay, well, I'll just throw it one larger and make him an 8x8. Turns out that 8x8, even engraved in standard stone, isn't quite enough to get up to Royal, but throw in a weapon trap and you're good to go. So as soon as they finish building his weapon trap down here and he can mulch his dinner guests, then he'll have his royal quarters. But everybody's happy other than that, so it's down to just get him one weapon trap and we're finished. The extra rooms are for eventual tombs in the event that our king dies. That's fine, he can have this tomb. We'll just keep going further back. I don't think I see him in there. Hang on a second. No, you'll know him when you see him. On this tile set, he's got a bunch of spiky golden robe-looking appearance here. Let's see if I can find him. A minute ago, he was moving all his stuff around, so
I can't do it.
see if he comes by here in a minute. Hang on a second. Otherwise, I'll go look for him. Give me a moment. Says King Etter. Our carpenter has taken over. There we go. Now the king is happy because it's not a royal throne room until you can tell someone to stand in the wrong position and pull a lever and kill them, right?
Sir, you can't do that there.
We don't have sharks with lasers. We have weapon traps. Oh boy, do we have weapon traps. In fact, we're going to make more weapon traps. We're going to make surface-mounted weapon traps that mulch intruders and intersperse them with our cage traps. And we'll use green glass discs. Normally I'd export them, but our king doesn't like that, so he may meet with an unfortunate magma incident here eventually. Um, I'd really like to be able to export green glass discs. Or iron discs, for that matter. Here's the king. See him with all his gold armor down there coming? He's going to go into his dining room and eat. There he is.
No. I said no. Sorry, I can't do it, sir.
And now he's off to forbid the export of glass discs.
I do think I can do this.
But none of them are asking for anything crazy, so far we're okay. I mean, yeah, I'd like to be able to export stuff, but yeah, the problem is they don't want you to export the stuff that they like. So if they like mugs, it's easy to meet their needs, but you can't export the excess because then they complain and they put the export ban on it, and you get nailed. So whatever it is they like, you can just give up as an export material. That's just never going to happen unless you want to risk it. So the upside, well, to be fair, right now that's why I'm keeping them. I mean, realistically, if the damn depot is useless here on the glacier, apparently, since apparently the wagons explode on the way in, uh, then it really doesn't matter what we're exporting because we're not exporting anything. So, yeah, I mean, the king wants mug or goblets usually. We make them out of glass, so that's like easy peasy. Um, Cabinets is easy. I could make those out of glass, and we could toss them down a chute when we were done, I suppose. Um, Probably do want to build a magma disposal chute at some point so that we can eliminate any garbage we have down a magma chute. It'll also give me the chance to get rid of unwanted furniture like glass cabinets so that we can make the king happy. We can make glass cabinets to make his mandate and then toss the glass cabinets down a chute since we can't export them and they're too heavy and we don't have any use for them. If they hit semi-molten rock, they instantly disintegrate. Gone. I'd like 100 and change. 117, easy, no problem. We diversified a couple of positions. Farming, ceramics, smithing. A couple extra dwarves to get around the problem where they're all eating at the same time, for example. They managed to get enough steel made that they are now literally off and running on steel as its own cycle now. Yeah, I just keep marking them for melt, and like I said, they keep turning them back into bars, and we keep turning them into coins. We hit. So I don't know if you were with us when we did the mining originally. We did a mining level. Let's see, where is it? Way up. And we hit a cluster of magnetite last time. Well, a little preliminary digging tells me there's another one like right here with several veins of limonite. There was a vein of coal here. So, I mean, we got everything we need to make steel here, no problem. Now that we get the coins up and running, we can turn around and basically put it on a cycle like all the others and start generating bars of it over time. As long as we're not demanding it all be melted down right away,
Sir, you can't do
that's
that
more than
again.
enough. Plus, don't forget, coins are made in stacks of 500, so what looks like a giant stack of coins is really not so much. Got to figure, oops, got to figure for our stockpile here of coins. I mean, now, that said, they did make another set of 7,000 there that so this is like 1 bar of black bronze into those 500 coins. So steel, you're looking at what, 19 bars? No, that's not quite right. It's 2 bars per 1,000, so it'd be what, 60, 80 bars? 78 bars? And the one jerk dwarf took our black bronze, so we can't stud anything with black bronze. I'd really like to find some aluminum. You can't smelt it though, I don't think, unless we can find native aluminum or get it delivered. Aluminum would be nice. No, I don't think we did in this fort. I think that was in a previous fort where we found the aluminum. Don't think in this fort we found any aluminum. Zinc. Zinc would be nice. We can use that to make the bins, but I've got to get them. They haven't quite cycled the zinc up yet. When you start with so little of it and can't make any more. Oh, well, we can look. There's search for aluminum right there. Bang, done. All the way through the announcements page, nothing. So, unless it was way earlier, nope. I can check Prospect, see what level it's on. Raw adamantine, but not aluminum. Native aluminum would appear in this list here in the ores. Raw adamantine would be nice to get a hold of and make some coins as well. If we can get that cycled up the same way as we do the others, then we can clad our entire military in candy.
Oh, the dwarf has been possessed by an unknown
But
force.
even if we can't do that right away, steel coins can be manufactured, steel coins can be melted, steel can be made. Though to be fair, we're also making steel, not just cycling it with the
Yeah,
coins.
This workshop's mine now.
Sir, I hate
It will
saying
take a
that,
while for the zinc unless we find another deposit of it, because the problem you run into is for us, and if we wanted to be better about this, we could. But remember, it's spreading the jobs out across, what is this, 12, 14 furnaces. Okay, 14 furnaces. So every coin melting job gives you 1.1 bars back, and every time you stack up those tenths to get a full bar, you get the extra bar back. But the extra, the 10th bars, stay with the furnace that does the melting. So on average, if we're spreading these out, instead of getting 1 bar every 10th, we're getting 1 bar every 10 divided by 14. Or 10 times 14, because we've got to actually kind of do 10 in the same furnace. So we could maybe do up to 140 potentially before we got 1 extra bar back. If you wanted to be better about it so that you got your bars back faster, what you really need to do, and what I haven't done, is limit it to 1 workshop and just set the melt jobs over here somewhere and let them run. or queue a bunch of melt jobs in one furnace and try to get them all done in one furnace so that we can stack up the partial bars as much as possible and get the cycle running. Once the cycle is running, we really don't care that it's slow because it will generate infinite metal over time. It doesn't have to be fast. It just has to be enough that we can turn the bars around. Once we have, for example, enough bars to make enough coins to make enough melt to make all of our smelters run one job at the same time, so for example 14 jobs 10 times, then it effectively becomes, it's back to the 1-to-1 where you have one furnace and one melt job. Yeah, sure, it's splitting them up and scattering them around, and on average this guy's a little more productive than that guy, but it works out to on a long enough timeline to be where you want it. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and keep melting the coins down and melting the coins down, and sooner or later we'll get a couple extra bars, and if we're lucky we'll find some sphalerite around here.
Sorry, sir, I can't do it.
Prospect says the sphalerite's between 95 and 98, if we really want to go look for it. So we're at 78 here, 95 is here, 98 is there, so we might find some sphalerite in here somewhere. But this is area that we really haven't done anything with yet. It's right off our tree farm. Oh, that may be sphalerite right there. Nope, galena. That's lead and silver. That's probably coal. Nope, that's sphalerite. Why is it dark? Well, we can dig and mine it like this, and then come back and just pull all the there. Now, don't want any of this connected up here. Just leave that wall there, and we'll leave this here, because I don't want any of this connected here. Yeah. Or around that, even though that's not the extra, even though we're missing some ore there, I don't care. I'd rather not build loops into my fortress, if you will. Let's see, where's the stairs? Yeah, we'll just do it from the tree farm stairs there, I think. Actually, let's do the galena, because I'll bet it just stacks right against the other. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. We'll just close out those two. There we go. Now, they'll come along and mine out the vein, and I've cleared it out so that they'll miss anything like water sources or staircases. I don't want them to open up. You have to watch with the automated mining that it's doing exactly what you want. Yep, galena is lead and silver, but there's sphalerite back here. We saw it when we trenched out this area that we were going to originally use as our shooting gallery here. But this area exposed the sphalerite. We got some a little earlier, apparently, when we dug out the staircase, I'm betting. When we dug out the well, maybe? Yeah, the well. Apparently we punched a sphalerite vein right here, and the same vein is this stuff we're digging out now. Or, well, when our miners get around to it. No, there's nothing that's lead and coal. Metal ores only. We did find bituminous coal, though. That was upstairs in our mining area there. At least one small vein, and I'm sure we'll find more. But at this point, they've got more than enough iron ore. I don't really need to expose more at this point. They can come by and get what they have. Toga! Toga! Oh, I did let a group of entertainers stay least I think it was a group of entertainers. They had an actual group name. Hey, Clinidev, do you know if they've fixed the alcohol poisoning yet? I'm betting no. My folks still going to get alcohol poisoning if I assign performers with alcohol in the tavern.
Sorry, I can't do it, sir. It won't work.
Let's take a look here. More cages, more tanned hide. Needs milk. Needs more sand, but that's just waiting on them to get the sand caught up. Okay. Needs another terrarium job then. And I really want the terrariums, even if we have a huge overabundance of them, because frankly, some of them will be tied up in
changed my mind.
purposes, storing people and. I want to make sure we didn't actually miss a mandate there. See, what I really want is to get to the point where we've got a lot of gold bars being duplicated. Then I'd like to pave the road with gold bars. Hey, thanks, Anonymous. Needs more gold bars.
No, 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 no. No!
Prospect says there's gold in them there 128s. So you figure there's 4 chunks. That's a chunk right there. Should get us a hit.
Ach, no migrants.
But that's okay.
Ach, I
Okay.
won't do it.
And the quarry bush leaves are out of control. I'd cook them, but at this point, if I cook them, we'll drown in them. No. Uh, in fact, I don't think we've seen one in, well, not since the last one that had the wagons explode.
Yes, I'll do it, but
I mean, my
no,
guess
never
is if I
mind.
look around long enough, I'll find, some pile of stuff out here that represents some. But I don't know. We haven't got the jingle. We're way out on the glacier. It's real possible it could take them months or years to send even a single caravan. Oh. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good way to fight him, so we're not gonna. We're chicken. Actually, we're not chicken. We just don't really have a good way to fight him. We have not yet begun to militia. Well, humanoid composed of ash can be really hard or really easy, depending on whether your guys can actually make contact with a crossbow or not. Frankly, I don't trust my guys to be able to actually hit the broadside of a barn at this point. Most of them are all just raw recruits at this point, and other than our hunters, very few of them would have militia uh, Marks Dwarf's experience. So chances are real good they'd spend a lot of bolts that hit absolutely fuck all. And we don't have a good spot for them to shoot out at this point anyway, so I'd have to send them out into an open field battle with a mountain titan, which doesn't sound like a good idea either. We're working on the area that we would use, but we do not yet have it. I want the walls to be smooth so that things that fall in do not climb back out without going up the staircase that we provide them. So we're going to have to actually smooth a little bit of stone as we descend. And that means waiting for the engravers to actually finish the job. It occurs to me now that you've got me chatting and not actually flipping the freaking levers. Actually, I don't think that one gains us anything here. Well, we're going to find out. Do they get it, or does he? Guessing dogs. Dogs everywhere.
The fort just needs something.
Okay. Did he decide he's going to destroy the bridge, or stand on the bridge, or the dogs are just going to look at him?
I can't do it.
Okay. Okay. So wait. So somebody explain this one to me. I have an entire pasture full of war dogs. An entire pasture full of war dogs. Standing 2 feet, 2 feet from the mountain titan, who has chosen this very moment to stop upon the bridge guessing to destroy it. Not that he's going to have to, because somebody's going to flip the lever and it's going to disintegrate here in about 10 seconds. But I'm trying to figure out why he hasn't actually crossed the bridge and started slaughtering dogs, or vice versa, right? I mean, because... Ash. Okay. Yeah, okay, sure. What, he's invisible, or y'all want to explain this one to me? We're under a roof. There ain't no freaking rain. I mean, I don't know. Let's see if they actually managed to pick up crossbows and armor. Oh, well, doesn't matter. The dog's got him. And a couple of them probably die from poison along the way. Well, you gotta remember, the guy's made out of ash. He's about as hard as Kleenex. A dog grabs him and he explodes. Maybe not the first dog, maybe not the second dog, but 2 or 3 dogs in, he's a chew toy. To be fair, there ain't no space heaters up there, and they are literally standing on the roof, or standing underneath a roof that is just a sheet of ice under it, right? I mean, there are no chew toys. We've raised them with no socialization other than their war dog training and a couple of barrels. We stationed some armor here at the door to keep them company, and we told them that in the absence of a trainer that they are to obey the armor. We're not sure it's working, but yeah, humanoid made of ash, not super dangerous. Now, fair warning, your mileage may vary if the guy has deadly dust or fire breath or webs, or it's not tough, it's fire resistant. You can build all kinds of stuff out of it because it's impervious to heat. In the real world, I don't imagine you could build one out of ash unless you compress the blocks out of it first. I mean, and even then, I'm not sure. Still think that might burn depending on what you made it out of. Yeah, in the real world, I don't know that you would actually build anything out of ash, even if you compressed it. But if we can get them to dump the dog corpses and remnant body parts, one less threat our guys have to deal with. Now, the reality is, we really just need to get some traps up around this and then build a road and call it good, because I will normally seal this up and not actually leave surface access near the fortress. They'll make them come up through the main entrance.
Now I need to think of something else to torment you with.
Nah, we're good. Just gotta throw out the dog body parts. We did actually build a section north of there for coffins. And I think I have a bunch of green glass ones that we made just for that purpose that can be slotted in here. Good lord, is this the fortress where the miner dunked himself in the water on like day one? Is that why we have the slab over there in the corner? That's what that is, isn't it? That's the miner that dunked himself in the water on day one. Press F to memorialize stupidity. Alright. I'm not keeping the switch room for coffins. These are 4 rooms for switches, and these are 4 rooms for coffins, and we'll extend the coffins further out if we have to, but I can't imagine using all this room for switches. If you can think of anything you'd like to do with this many switches, by all means, feel free, but you're probably not using them effectively or efficiently if you need that many levers. I don't know what you would need that many for. I just give myself plenty of space to expand in case I can think of anything.
Sorry, I can't do it, sir.
It doesn't take but a couple of extra seconds to dig it. There's no reason for anybody to be over here except for burials. Still waiting on the engravers to finish up a little bit of this here. And then we'll trench out the hallway, or trench out the floor. See, this staircase is going to go all the way down, so we're eventually going to descend this sucker all the way down to like -18. Nice smooth walls all the way down. So anybody who steps off the walkway is in for a
You need to build me something.
8Z level drop to the concrete below, so to speak. It must have gotten something very confused here, because I've yanked this lever twice and this thing hasn't moved, I don't think. There it goes. Hope you weren't a stand on that, dude.
I can't do that there.
3 goblets, we'll probably make those in about 2 seconds, and a tunic, which we'll probably make in about 2 more seconds. did miss one. Anybody taking wagers on how many of these guys will wall themselves in with the cages? All of them? 50%? Let's give them a minute to actually get some of these done so I can keep an eye on them, because if I'm not careful, they'll take 3 years to get them all done, and they'll wall 3 guys in before I know what's going on, and they'll all starve to death.
Oh, build me this.
I can't do it. I just can't.
Sir, I hate saying no to you, but no.
Sir, you can't do that there.
Need sand, need sand, need sand, need sand, need sand. Oh, well, we're good there. My guess is the quarry bush leaves have finally chewed up another bunch of bags that we can't afford to deal with. So we're going to cook them. Okay, go to work, boys. The only thing left in the fortress is a handful of meat, because I'm not letting them cook the plants. Take the number of drinks up a notch too while we're at it. And we'll see if we can't just cook some of those quarry bush leaves down and get some of our bags back. Well, I don't care if they cook a few of the the meat and fish and what all. If they cook a few of those along the way too, fine, no problem. If we started to produce blue peahen eggs, I can go look and see if we've got our door in place yet. It looks like we've turned off all the milk, so they won't cook any of that, but we need to make sure that they will, or that they make it down into cheese. Yeah, not a lot of actual, like, animal ingredients. We just need to, increase the number of prepared meals that we have. I think that'll take care of the problem. Quarry bush leaf roasts are starting to dominate, and they will they will continue to do so for the foreseeable future, until we whittle down the amount of leaves we have bagged. So I was going 3 seasons wide. Quarry bush leaves do. Oh. Oh, Dwarf Fortress just crashed on us. Well, let's see where we left off, I guess. At the very least, we didn't lose more than an hour and 45 minutes. Looks like we're still doing the ceiling. No Forgotten Beast. We have had it plucked away from us. The Forgotten Beast of Vash is gone, and now we need to worry about making sure the door is closed because it's probably going to be made out of raw adamantine this time. There, we'll kind of force the issue with the quarry bushes. I want to say that 1,000 leaves would make some incredible number of meals. Like, I don't even think we'll whittle them down all that much just by doing this. In fact, they're still back to stripping the armor off these guys. We gotta give them a minute. Not just laying brick for the ceiling, we're still stripping armor off the guys in the cages.
Ah, no more fishing.
Be honest, I'd be impressed if there was fishing in the first place. Well, here's the thing. There must be some fishing. There must be. Because there's 2 guys who've done fish cleaning who didn't have it originally because they're at 0. These guys here had to have gotten fish cleaning since they arrived. that guy's rusty. He could have come to the fort with it. But there are 3 guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Excuse me, 4 guys who are below level 1, meaning they didn't import with it, who have the skill, meaning there's been fish to clean. Meaning we've caught fresh fish somewhere here for them to clean. My guess is it's the well. They're fishing around the well in their spare time. What I really need to do is periodically turn that off or devote some fishermen. If I was getting real creative, I would devote these to separate zones so that they look like different sources, and I'd force them to fish from 4 different places in the same spot. And I don't know if that would work or not, but I'd try. But yeah, they're fishing where I've got my well designated, and that's fine. It's exactly what I had in mind. That's why I made it a fishing zone.
I can't do
But
it.
the implication is that they've managed to catch something. Somebody's cleaned some fish at some point. Though I don't remember building a fishery. Apparently I did. There are 2. Neither one has anything in it now, but my guess is somebody cut some fish up. Maybe not a lot. It's not going to sustain our fortress by any means. We don't have any, skilled fishermen. That means the noble hasn't had his stuff done yet. Throne room and dining room. We need to finish that. And that's right, we haven't finished those guys yet either because we were testing the trap, remember? So now we got this big miasma cloud we haven't cleaned up. Though to be fair, it was a big miasma cloud the first time around too. Almost missed the guild hall for the glassmakers. The guilds or the locations? Or the petitions that are like pending? There are a large number of things that need to be visible to the player which are currently not. And that's about as far as I'm going to go on that tonight. See previous streams for a lengthy discussion. But yeah, that's one of the things you could add to the list that I really kind of wish was fed back to the player in terms of what's going on.
It won't work.
More cages because we need more terrarium jobs.
Oh no. Another dwarf has gone fey.
I can't do it. I just can't.
A dwarf has claimed a workshop.
Has claimed a magma glass workshop. Ooh, nice. Fey Mood, Glass Mood would be giant skill leap. That would be nice. Well, we have a glassmaker mood. We crashed and we came back.
Why do you think I can do
I think
this?
that makes 2 crashes on this fort for the record. Two crashes and the wagons all explode. I think that's 2. We're gonna go with it's 2. I really don't want to start a new fort this late at night. It would have to be tomorrow. Let it run for a couple more days. 21st, I'll start one. Do about one every week, so we get about 4 before the big day. And if we run one from the 28th to the 20th, or the 21st to the 27th, and then from the 28th to the 35th, or the 36th, excuse me. Then on the 37th day, doesn't sound right, but there it is. Squeeze a little more out of this one, and then I'll reset it in a day or two. well, nuts. It is well after midnight now here, boys and girls, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to call it for this evening. Don't let me forget. I've got to get that 3 hours from earlier this evening uploaded. We'll post that out there as well, so y'all can listen to me talk to myself for 3 hours. Let me see who's out there right now playing Dwarf Fortress we might be able to pawn you guys off onto. And we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Let's see. Looks like Dave has a few. Let's go ahead and toss you back at Dave. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow night at 7.